This is NR2003 Predicts. We take the entry list of NASCAR's top 3 series, send them through the ratings algorithm, and see who comes out on top. Here's a few tidbits to know heading in. The driver ratings are updated race by race to reflect the performance of that driver throughout the season, as well as at that specific track in recent years. The races are at 100% length and use normal tire and fuel wear. The starting lineup will match the real-life qualifying using the provisional starting order, not the one that includes drivers heading to the back. The weather will match the real-life start time data, and commentary will match the real-life scenarios, not the standings that will be posted at the end of the video. And as always, this series is for entertainment purposes only. Using artificial intelligence and using the results of this race for gambling purposes is discouraged. Plenty of action on track this weekend, starting with Xfinity, a side-by-side battle to the line. Chase Briscoe just barely able to beat out Noah Gragson to the line to claim yet another victory. Anthony Alfredo, Ross Chastain, Brandon Brown rounding out the top 5. A great run also by Brett Moffitt up there in 6th place. Harrison Burton having some engine problems. So does Dale Earnhardt Jr. blowing up from the lead. He'll finish 34th. In the Truck Series, you can't say you were really surprised. Kyle Busch takes home the victory. Austin Hill, Zane Smith, Grant Enfinger, Matt Crafton on the top 5. Chase Elliott tried to do a strategy that involved him pitting at the stage break and then trying to make it the rest of that final stage without stopping. Did not work out for him, though. He had to pit very late in the race despite having the lead, and he ends up in 14th spot. And in the second Xfinity race, Harrison Burton able to redeem himself from those engine problems in the first race, and he takes home the victory in the second race. AJ Allmendinger, who got his first victory on an oval last week at Atlanta, he'll come home runner-up. Those top 2 in the first race, Chase Briscoe, Noah Gragson, 3rd and 4th. Anthony Alfredo putting up another top 5. Now it's the Cup Series turn this afternoon. Rain in the area. We'll see how it turns out. But Denny Hamlin, Joey Logano going to lead them to the green flag here at Homestead. Hamlin trying to maintain his lead, but Joey Logano gets the run off the corner of the outside line. It works out sometimes here at this racetrack, and Logano's taking advantage. He has him fully cleared, and he is going to see if he can maintain that lead as Hamlin tries to fight back on the inside. He is kind of there, but not quite to him yet. It's going to be a fierce battle in these first few laps. But Kevin Harvick charging to the front early, and he is a very impressive driver on this racetrack. A 6.4 average finish, 3 spots ahead of Chase Elliott, the next driver down. And Harvick is trying to go for that lead soon. Started a little bit further back in the field, but he is already charging his way up. Denny Hamlin, 2 victories here along with Kyle Busch. Unfortunately for Denny, none of those have resulted in championships. Obviously, this was the championship race for the past few years. It is not now, but Hamlin's still going to go for a victory here, try to see if he can gain some more points. We see Martin Truex Jr. working that high outside line. That's something you really got to do at this racetrack if you want to get the speed. 6 top 5s here for Truex, lagging behind Harvick's 11, obviously dominating at this race circuit, but Truex looking for a good finish here today as he runs inside the top 10. Matt Kenseth's looking for some better finishes this season. He has historically done pretty well here at this track, 11 top 10s in total, but obviously in this 42 car, things have not gone quite his way yet. He is still trying to work his way up in points. And in terms of leading laps here, they kind of spread them out. Kyle Busch leading the way, though, at 463. Right now, he's kind of in the middle of nowhere, looking for someone to pass up. He runs inside the top 10, though. The 2 leaders up here, they're getting away from each other, but how about Austin Dillon up here trying to challenge for the lead? He is trying to get himself back into a playoff position. He dropped out to a spot by William Byron, but he still runs in the 17th spot. Tyler Reddick, his teammate, in 18th, as RCR tries to reestablish themselves as a playoff contending team. Meanwhile, we see Eric Jones and William Byron. They happen to run next to each other. They are in the 15 and 16 spots in the standings, but they are still outside the top 10 while Dillon's up there running to try to challenge for the lead. However, here comes Kevin Harvick. He's coming down for a scheduled pit stop. They're going to have to make at least 1 per stage, and Austin Dillon will follow shortly behind. Gets his gear shift down, tries to make sure he doesn't speed entering, but it's going to be Harvick that gets out in front, or at least getting that fresh rubber a little bit earlier than Dillon is going to help him get that lead. He's going to be monitoring a little bit of lap traffic, but he is going to be able to maintain that position, and he is going to head to a stage victory right here. We'll also see Joey Logano be able to get by Austin Dillon before the stage is up. Brad Keselowski, Martin Truex Jr. will make up the top 5. John Hunter Nemechek with an impressive top 10 run to get some stage points. Chase Elliott, the final one, to get a point. Harvick will lead them to the green flag, and we are starting up stage number 2. Harvick showing that dominance early. Got that win back in 2014 to help him win the championship, but obviously not running for the championship today, just going for some playoff points. We see Tyler Reddick right here, one of those rookies. He's gone 2 laps down, while John Hunter Nemechek behind him has gone only 1 lap down, got those stage points. Obviously, Reddick's trying to hold the 38 behind him in the standings, but at the moment in the race, the 38 is well out in front. The 66 car is going to blow up going into turn 3. Michael McDowell and Christopher Bell have to take evasive action, but that is going to end the 66 car's day as he heads down the pit lane, able to make it down there safely, and we will stay under green. Chase Elliott trying to work his way up through the field. He is a lap down, though. Despite running in 9th place, he is a lap down. Didn't get a caution in that first stage. We're going to see if anything comes out in the second stage. But look at the gap that Harvick is pulling on the rest of the field. That is setting a standard right now, and he is going to carry that lead into the pit stop as he'll come down. He'll be right behind Josh Bilicki, but Harvick will be the first among those lead lap cars to come down for service. Martin Truex Jr. going to stay out a little bit later, lead a lap, but he is coming down for his tires as well. So when it all comes and cycles out, it's still going to be Harvick up at the front. You cannot stop that guy from running up front, and it seems like he's just extended his lead. That is a show of performance for the driver, the car, and the team, getting them on and off pit lane quickly. Harvick will take the second stage. Keselowski able to get up to the second spot. Kurt Busch in 3rd, Truex Jr. in 4th, Austin Dillon 5th. Benedetto able to slip into that final stage point spot. Now we're going to have a little bit of a split strategy here. We see Keselowski up at the front. He did not stop, nor did some of the guys behind him. Kevin Harvick and Denny Hamlin, who are at the back of this line right here, they did come down for service to get some tires. They are going to try to see what they can do to get a little bit ahead before these guys come in a little earlier on this 3rd stage. You see Hamlin right there making an aggressive move to the inside, trying to get by Keselowski for the lead. We're riding on board Harvick right now. We'll see how that strategy works out as they go to the front. We see Ryan Blaney here. He's gotten 4 top 5s in the past 5 races, but right now he's running outside the top 10, so a little bit of an unorthodox race for him, but he did struggle a little bit at the beginning of the season, so still maybe trying to find that consistency. We also see Matt Benedetto here. He got that stage point at the end of stage 2, and he is putting himself in a good position to try to go for a playoff spot. He is in 13th on standings, having some great runs so far. For a while, he didn't have any finishes outside the top 20. That came to an end at Bristol, but he is still running well. Here comes Keselowski. This is going to start that strategy play. As we see Keselowski come down, we're going to see a few more cars come down. They're going to get their service, and Harvick and Hamlin will stay out. They're going to stay out for about another 20 laps. That's about how long it took for that stint between the end of stage 2 and their pit stop during that stage. And you can see Logano going by here. That's just an indication of how much fresh rubber matters. He's able to blow by both Hamlin and Harvick, battling side by side during this entire stage. But here comes Harvick. Now he's going to take his service, and now we're going to see what happens when he gets his tires a little bit later than everyone else does. Oh, problems for Kurt Busch, running in 5th position. That is a heartbreak for the driver, running 10th in points right now. He'll bring it down to the apron of the racetrack and limp it all the way around. Here comes Denny Hamlin for his service. That's going to be those 2 cars that are running on this different strategy. But the 1 car is going to drop out. What a shame for him. So here's Keselowski up at the front. He has the lead right now. We see Harvick is 17 seconds behind. Hamlin a little over 20 seconds behind. Now it's going to be a battle to see who can get up front. Harvick is making up that ground quickly. Here it goes around his teammate Cole Custer. All these guys laps down. Harvick is trying to see what he can do to challenge the 18 and then the 2. And here he comes. We're still over 25 laps away from the finish, and he has already caught up to Kyle Busch, and it's going to be a matter of time before he catches the 2 car. And here he comes. Just a few laps later, he's going to the inside of the 2 car, and the strategy is playing to his favor. Took tires at the end of the stage, gave up that track position, got it back during the stint. Even when these guys took tires earlier than they did, they still got up there. Hamlin's getting a little bit caught up in traffic, not quite as strong as Harvick is, but that just seems to go with the story that's been this race. Harvick has just been the dominant car, so even when he has the same strategy as Hamlin, he can outrun him, even though they were around each other that entire stage. White flag is out and Harvick is in control. He has not finished outside the top 5 in the past 6 races here. He has no finish worse than 20th. And right now he is showing exactly why he is incredible at this racetrack. It just happens to be that he has only 1 victory here, but he is about to make it 2, coming off at turn number 4. The 4 car is going to head to the home stretch, and he is going to take the victory. Harvick wins here at Homestead. Sweeps the stages and gets the checkered flag at the end. Harvick going to victory lane here today. Let's take a look at those final finishing results. Harvick with the victory. Hamlin able to get into second place. It took him a little while, but he's able to get there. Kyle Busch able to pass up Brad Keselowski for third place. Joey Logano rounds up the top 5. An impressive run for Austin Dillon in 6th. Chase Elliott able to maintain 9th. Matt Benedetto stays in the 10th position, just where he finished at the end of stage 2. We see a lot of Hendrick guys here. Alex Bowman in 12th. William Byron 14th. Jimmy Johnson 16th. All pretty solid days, although I'm sure they won't be satisfied without getting all of them into the top 10. Ryan Blaney with a average day as well in the 15th spot. Eric Jones got up to 13th. We see 4 rookies here just outside the top 20, all up in a row. John Hunter Nemechek comes out on top. He was up there with stage points at the end of stage 1, and he drops all the way back to 21st. And all the way up at the back, Kurt Busch, he's going to DNF in this one, along with Timmy Hill, both having some mechanical problems late in the race. However, we do end this race without any accidents, so pretty standard on the finishing order. That is it for NR2003 Predicts. We hope you enjoyed the race, and we will see you all next time.